Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA. And Big Brother is coming out and saying that Jon Jones is getting meaner. If you don't know who Big Brother is, that's fucking Mike Winklejon. That's what Greg Jackson calls him. If you ever hear him in the corner, he'll be like, "All right, Jon, take a deep breath. Find your waterfall. You're doing an incredible fight. You're fighting a beautiful, creative, artistic fight. You're painting these magnificent colors on the canvas. Now just drop some elbows and fuck this motherfucker up, Big Brother." So that's how Greg Jackson gives his corner advice. And yeah, so Mike Winklejon is Big Brother, and he's saying, man, like, dude, we're working on Jon's finding new ways to drop elbows. Drop them bows. Drop them bows. Man, yo. If you guys never seen Jon Jones versus Brandon the Poof Vera, I call him the Poof because he was getting fucking clipped up by his elbows, and he went poof and just disappeared after that. Dude, fucking Jon, we all know he has vicious elbows, and now he's finding a whole new way to drop them. He said Jon's getting looser and striking, just getting more creative, finding new ways. And Winklejon is fucking 100% confident that Jon Jones will finish DC. I'm 100% confident Jon Jones will finish DC. And DC is pretty 100% confident that Jon Jones will finish DC. You know, Mike Winklejon was on the MMA Hour talking Holly Holm and Besh Kohea and all that. And, you know, he started talking about Jon and how, and then I listened to the interview he did on Submission Radio, and it was, you know, they asked, is he powerlifting still and all that? He's like, no, we're kind of back to how it was. His training is optimized for fighting, for the explosiveness he needs in the cage. And the GOAT is back. You know, Daniel Cormier went on Colin Cowherd, and he's talking about Jon like Jon's on steroids and all this and yada yada yada. All right, listen, man. For those who don't know, if Jon Jones is a fan of the blow, of that yayo and cocaine, then, you know, something common is motherfuckers be having heart attacks because cocaine has the same effect as drunk dick. You know what I mean? It makes your shit limp. So to counteract that, people do dick pills. So you have Dan Bilzerian. If you don't know who that guy is, he's like a pro poker player, and he's like on Instagram with like bitches and private jets all day. He's had like 3 heart attacks from that mix, so that's a common mix. And I think Jon might have been on that tip, you know what I mean? He definitely no pun intended. So I think Jon would have been like, I think that's why he took the off-brand Cialis. Shout out to Renato Laranja. He took that off-brand pills, and that's it, man. I feel like that's why he got busted, because of that. I believe him. I do not think Jon was using. I think Jon just likes to party. So DC was on Colin Cowherd talking about, oh, you know, when you use, he can't. You know, Colin, that young man was not happy with his performance against Owen St. Preux. You know, I think that after that Owen St. Preux performance, he rested. He wasn't happy, so he got back on it. Jon, you're on steroids, Jon. And you have Colin Cowherd's bitch ass. You know, I used to like Colin, man. But after he went to FS1, and after he started pretending like he actually knows something about fighting, I don't like the guy anymore, man. Because, like, alright, back when I used to fucking work a summer job, it was a fucking construction summer job, and, you know, I was like, what, 21? I don't even think I was 21. Maybe I just turned 20. No, I didn't even turn 21. I was probably like 20. So like 4 years ago. Fucking, we would like, what was ESPN radio? I don't even remember, but I used to, excuse me. I used to listen to that shit, and you know, you had like Stephen A. Smith, Colin Cowherd and shit, but I wasn't even into it like that. My boss listened to it, and then like that kind of gave me a developed, acquired taste for it. And dude, Colin, you know, when he talks other sports, I could bear with it. You know, he kind of has knowledge in that. Fighting, dude, he does not know shit, and there's nothing that pisses me off more than mainstream journalists talking about fighting like they know it. If they just cover it like how, with their basis of knowledge, and just stay humble, man. Like, just stay real. Keep it real. If you don't know it, say you don't know it. But their pride, their ego won't let them. They just Wikipedia some shit and then talk like they know. So you had Colin Cowherd comparing Jon to baseball players and all this stuff, and going and talking with Daniel Cormier, with guys who use psychologically, It's like, yo, Colin, just because you have Dana White on your show, just because you're on FS1, does not mean you know anything about these people. So stop. Even the same with, what's that dude? Fuck, man. Shannon Sharp, man. Nate Diaz will not make 155 again. Mark my words. It's like, dude, you don't know. Just shut up. Just cover what you know, bro. Cover what you know. See, Max Kellerman, at least Max knows a bit about MMA. Not a lot. Not a lot. I'm not giving Kellerman any fucking credit because he said some dumb shit too. But at least he knows some, you know. At least he's the fucking boxing guy. So he knows something. I strayed so far away from my point. But yeah, Winklejon is saying they're going to finish DC. I 100% agree with that. Because I think, you know, DC is he's just feathering the bed for his retirement. You know, he's not going to be around much after. Fucking July 26th is done. July 26th, mark my words, on July 27th, I'm going to do a video and say, hey guys, remember on fucking June 12th or 13th, June 13th, on Tuesday at 9 in the morning, when I said DC was going to retire because Jon Jones is going to finish him, and then he's going to cry in the press conference, which he might not even show up to. Now, he'll show up for it because he's going to retire. So I'm going to come back and be like, I called it, and DC's going to retire. He's going to give Jon his respect. He's going to say, you know, Jon Jones is just I always said Jon Jones is the greatest fighter. And, you know, regardless of outside of the cage, I respect Jon so much as a fighter. And he proved, you know, well, he's a champion. I just hope he keeps the belt and, you know, he does right being a champion. Where's Kane? I need a cryo cage shoulder. I won't be back. I'm not gonna build myself up again, young man. Jon. Good job, Jon. I retired my announcement. That's what we're gonna hear. Mark my words. Mark my motherfucking words. He might retire in the octagon, but then he's gonna address it. No, I guarantee you, it's a wrap. DC's gonna get finished, and that's how he's gonna end his career, and that's how that bitch should end his career. Because now, you know what? You know, I don't even have any respect for DC. Not as a fighter, not as a man, because, you know, it's just like, dude, you're just... I get the angle you're trying to play, DC, but it's not helping you, man. It's not helping. You know, you're just making yourself look like more of an ass. Because it's like, why discredit? I mean, Jon did it to himself. He gave you that leeway, but you're really going to be that big of a bitch and take that leeway? Only reason he beat me because he's on steroids. All right, when they collect his piss and blood 52 times and then he finishes you, what are you gonna say now? You already know it's Mastermind MMA.